Dipstickmag. I'm here with Uncle Murda.
What's up?
Alright, just talking about the new project, see what's going on. Wanted to find out about the first 48, because a lot of people have been talking to me about that, and I haven't had a chance to really get to the content of it.
Alright, first 48 is a mixtape I'm putting out, hosted by Mike Epps. It's coming soon. Got my nigga French Montana on there, my nigga Mango, my nigga Erupt, he one of the biggest Jamaican artists out. I got Mike Epps on the record acting a fool on there, being real disrespectful and funny at the same time. I got the Murda team on there, that's my whole crew, the whole GMG. My nigga Rod Diggs, my nigga Diggy Bob, Shanti McCoy, and Stacks the Hooligan. And this mixtape, the first 48, is gonna be real balanced and funny and all that other good shit. You know? Yeah.
At one point you was on the rock, but you were Epic now, right?
Yeah, I'm with Epic now.
What was that transition like? How did that go from point A to point B with that?
You know, we had got the situation with Jay-Z, rest in peace to Chris Lighty. He helped me get that situation also. With the rest of my crew, the Tune Heads, GMG, and we were signed with Jay, but the shit with him and Def Jam didn't work out. Yeah. So my situation was just a little bit up in the air. Nobody really knew what to do with my project like that at the time. So I just asked for a release, kept on grinding, turned the streets up, and when we got the situation with Epic over there at Sony with Chris Lighty and L.A. Reid, and that's where we at now. Now we're gonna make sure this works.
Or definitely. Now I heard about the urban, the wrestling joint. Y'all still teaming up with that?
I don't know what they doing with that no more, but it was something entertaining that they was trying to do for a minute. I was into it because it was real blood going on. These niggas was really punching each other in the face and hitting each other with all types of shit. And I actually liked it, that shit. I liked to see the balance up close and personal. But I don't know what's going on with it right now, but hopefully they bring it back so I can get a couple more checks and watch some more heads get bust open.
Speaking of that, also, I remember hearing about the whole, when you first met Chris Lighty. Since we had violated, you got to tell the Chris Lighty story.
When I first met him, I was just that was the third time, but the first time I met Chris, I was just walking around the office acting a fool. He was like, "Yo, what's up, man? Who you?" I'm like, "Yo, I'm Uncle Murda." Like, "I heard you." I'm like, "Yo, Chris, you need some shooters up here, man."
Yeah,
that's what I'm a shooter. You need a shooter up here.
That's what I heard.
And he just found that hilarious. He said, "Word." He said, "You got some music, man?" I said, "Yeah, here, take my music." "Oh, I know you're gonna fuck with that shit, but you need some shooters up here." I'm like, "I'm gonna check the music out." Called me the next day, like, "Yo, I'm fucking with you, get up here."
That point, he heard of you, just didn't hear the music, or he
didn't
hear
me, but he didn't hear the music like that. He heard of me, he was familiar with the Uncle Murda name, but he didn't hear the music. But when he heard the music, he fell in love with the music, then it was on, then he brought me up here to Valley, and that's when I started fucking around. He actually had tried to get 50 to do the deal first, but what had happened was I didn't know he had 50 lined up. You know, because I used to be on point going to Valley to having my gun going up there, because I done talked about everybody that Chris at the time was dealing with. Like, I done said things about 50, I done said things about Mobb Deep, I had said things about, you know, at the time he was, you know, I just know it was a lot of funny business over there. So I know I had to go there and be prepared. If I run into somebody and they think it's something sweet, it's going to be showtime.
So after what you publicized, saying some things with the
about that, but I was still, you know, there like, all right, Chris, let's make it happen. So I'm not knowing, you know, Chris trying to make 50 sign me or nothing like that. You know, me and my peoples is just in the conference room. We just there chilling, waiting for Chris to come back. And then 50 just popped in the room. "Murda, what's up?" I'm like, "What's up?"
That's what I heard about that.
He's like, "Are you looking for a record deal?" I'm like, "Not from you." You know what I mean? I got my hands in my pocket. I'm gripping up. I swear, Fifth was gripping up too, because his hands ain't come out his pocket for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So like, he just holding my shit like it's whatever. We was going back and forth with our bullshit. By the time Chris finally came back in though, he was like, "Oh shit, I see the bad guys already met." You know what I'm saying? But it was just a lot of back and forth going on. And then, you know, I really thought Fifth was trying to set me up at the time because of all the shit I had said about him. But then, you know, later on find out like he was just being genuine and really wanted to make that shit happen. But I think we could have did some great things together at that time. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like we complimented each other well. We was on that real bad guy shit. But I just had that street mentality, and I thought the nigga was trying to set me up. But me and Fifth is actually all right now.
Y'all got people in common? Like there was people that you knew and he knew that y'all was
at that time it was just Chris Lighty was the only common denominator. Even though I knew certain people from his hood, from certain things I did, you know, in that neighborhood, and he knew them. He even spit their names to me in the meeting as we was kicking in and shit. But yeah, that was that though, man. But everything good with me and Fish. Shout out to 50 and everything he doing right now.
And what's the single off the first 48?
The single off the first 48 is Money Work, is with me and French Montana. And there's Rick Ross is on the hook. Girl, I Let My Money Work, produced by Tune Heads. Clyde Strokes for Tune Heads. Then we shot the video for that in Atlanta. And that video should be out sometime next week.
And tell them the reason why you named it the first 48.
The reason I named it the first 48 because I know how I was gonna approach it. I ain't having mixtape out all the time. I was gonna be very violent with it, but I wanted to give it a little twist. I didn't want to have your regular DJ on it just saying, yeah, I'm saying, you know. So I got Mike Epps being that I know I'm gonna be violent, make him funny, and you know, make it balance it out a little bit. Because as I watched the first 48. You know, I see it be a lot of real incidents going on there. As you know, it's murder. That's the first way it's about. But I also find it funny how these motherfuckers just be telling on themselves under the littlest pressure. They just start telling on themselves, telling on their mans, all that on some real sucker shit. And I just be thinking that shit is a little funny sometimes, how easy they get tricked to tell. Like, you punk ass motherfucker. But I find it funny, and that's what I said then. Now, what can I do to make this a little funny as well? And Mike Epps was perfect.
One thing I liked about hip hop in general, what's going on, is that a lot of people are making conscious efforts to remove like words like murder, like the particular word, like Irv and them went through it over there, what we call it the ink instead of murder ink. You made the transition with first 48, just did it in a more clever way.
Definitely.
You know, it's raising the bar for hip hop to me.
Definitely.
You know, so I like the stuff like that. Anytime I hear
that. You know, the bad guy shit, man. I still root for the bad guys, and I feel like. You see, you got Chief Keef, he's doing well at what he's doing right now, he's winning, because he's just sticking to his script. So my thing is, if you're going to, come from an environment and you're going to represent that environment and there's a bunch of negativity that you've been around, there's nothing wrong with speaking about that and just embracing where you're from. So I think sometimes when they feel like that's Uncle Murda, he talk about this. Nah, this is where I'm from. I'm from negativity. So I'm just embracing my environment sometimes when I spit the negative lyrics to you. This is where I'm from. This is the reality. There's nothing to hide. Everything is not peaches and cream. Like, I understand we got the guys like, the Drakes and the Big Seans and the Kendrick Lamars that their music may not be as hard as mine or detailing the streets as much as I do, but you need that. You need that type of balance. You need different artists talking about different things, expressing different emotions.
Yeah. Hip hop artists are narrators. You know,
exactly.
They narrate what they see. I mean,
exactly.
Whatever your environment is, whether it's Will Smith or whether it's you.
Exactly.
You narrate what it is.
Don't try to put me outside the box because I'm talking about the negative things that's happening in the community, because these things are really happening in the community and they're affecting our lives.
That's true.
Like, seriously.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So I just try to speak on that and give it the light it deserves.
So right now you're working the current single. You got a second single off this project, or you jump right to a different project?
You let the streets decide your singles. The streets ultimately decides what records they're gonna fuck with. Like, I don't really care. Like, even though if the albums that come out, you can try to go in there and say, this is my record. If the streets ain't fucking with it, it's not your record. Now, the record that the streets might embrace, and every time you hear a car drive by, they bumping that record, that's how you know what's the next record off your project.
That's right.
So you let the people and the fans dictate your next record instead of trying to always force a motherfucking record on them.
You on tour right now? You on tour right now?
Nah, not right now. I'm doing a bunch of shows over the tri-state area, but we're about to try to take it national. They want me in the UK, so I'm trying to get over there. I got my passport. I'm trying to get the fuck out of here.
You'll do well over there. They love our hip hop. They love New York hip hop.
And they love bad guys.
And they love the bad guys.
Yeah, they love the bad guys. Definitely.
For sure. It was good talking to you.
Definitely.
Tone LEACH, Dipstickmag. I'm here with Uncle Murda. Even though they stole my team, I'm from Jersey.
You know what I mean?
The bad guys take
KRS
everything.
One said it best, right? Brooklyn keeps on taking it. You know what I mean? That's what we do. Shout out to Hove. Shout out to the other Russian guy with all the money that got the Nets in Brooklyn. And it's a good look for Brooklyn. Another one for the bad guys. Bang, first 48 coming soon, hosted by Mike Epps, GMG.
Right, Dipstickmag.
Dipstickmag, you already know. Tell the police suck a dick.